Cue Video 3, How to Create a Cartoon Logo by the Cartoons Cartoon Company, a division of Shaggy Duck Studios. From ink drawing to vector art. Everything by Curtis Tucker.
Hey guys, it's Curtis Tucker again, that sneaker-wearing entrepreneurial cartoonist internet guy here with video 3. And let's get started. So, video 1 was, getting clients, getting a website, and doing the sketch. Video 2 was scanning this baby in, getting it into Photoshop. I've had a request. I am currently using Photoshop and Illustrator CS5, but everything that I'm doing I did the exact same way with Photoshop and Illustrator CS and CS2. So I have upgraded, but everything pretty much still works the same. So anyway, so what we ended up with on the last video was an inked version in Photoshop 300 dpi tiff. And what we're going to do now is what we do is we open up a blank page in Illustrator. I just go to Illustrator and we've got a blank page, and what you want to do is find your inked drawing. So I go up to File, and what we're going to do is we're going to place it. Place, and then what I do when I get a new client, I have a folder called Clients, and each client gets their own folder. And so what I'm going to do is, and I'm working on a Mac, so here's the file that I'm looking for. This is the inked 300 dpi image that I created in Photoshop on the last video, and what we're going to do is we're going to place. And so what that has done, sorry about that glare up there, that has placed that image. Now, if you don't know anything about bitmaps and vectors, right now this image is just a block. It's kind of like a photograph. It's just a block. You can't really do it. You can just move it around, and that's all you can do with it. If you go up to View in Illustrator, you get a choice. You can click on Outline, and if you look at the outline, it's just a box. You can't even see the image because it's nothing really but a bitmap image. It's just a box with a picture on it, and you really can't do anything with it. So we're about to turn that into a vector image, which is the beauty of Illustrator. So anyway, we're going to go back up to View, and then we click on Preview, and so this is what the image looks like. So with the image highlighted, if your toolbar, hopefully if your toolbar isn't showing this, and that can get confusing, it says group. You want all these commands, but there's a command called Live Trace. So you have your image highlighted, and you go up to Live Trace, and there's a little drop down arrow. And what I pick is I pick Comic Art, and then you just click Live Trace, and it live traced it. Okay, so now it is still just a box, an image. So what you want to go up to is there's a second command, and then I think there's some settings and stuff which I usually don't mess with. I usually just I hit Live Trace, and then I hit Expand. And then when you hit Expand, you'll notice, if you can see, that all of a sudden there's all these little dots all around the image, and these are called nodes. Because what has happened in an instant, I mean within a split second, is I've gone from a bitmap image to now a completely vectored image, and I'm done. I mean, I know a lot of other people will take a sketch drawing into Illustrator, and they will create the vectors on top of that rough, and they spend their hours creating, the vector lines, whereas I do it opposite. I spend a lot of my time in Photoshop cleaning up my lines. And so, to show you real quick, now it's still a box with the image in it, and so what I do is this is what I do. Okay, I unclick off the image with my mouse, which unhighlights it, and then I go up and I click on the white pointer tool, and then I go back, and if you just click on a space next to the image, what it does is it highlights that invisible box that is behind the image, and what I do is I delete that. Hold on, and let me undelete that, which is Command Z. And what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to draw a box in the background. And so here's a red box, object, arrange, send to back. Okay, so here's a red box, and then I've got my image on top of it that I vectored. And so then what I do, like I said, I go up and I grab the white pointer tool, I click on the white box behind it, and I just hit delete on my keyboard, delete. And all of a sudden I have got a transparent vector image. And then what you do, what you have to notice is sometimes you'll do a drawing where there are areas like in between his legs, and that's another thing you'll use this white tool for. You click on the part between the legs, just right in the middle. You got to get it right in the middle. I click on it, which highlights it, the nodes, and then I hit delete. Bam, it just took that area out. And then I want this area between his arms. I click that, delete. And then what you've really got to do is you've really got to go in real close with your view to get these little areas. And I want these little areas gone too. So I highlight the white, I hit delete. And this is kind of like the same thing that would happen if you combined a circle within a circle and you hit the compound command. So anyway, so let me zoom out. And so now we have got, and look at my lines. Look how smooth those lines are. And it's vectored. Everything is vectored. It's basically done. I mean, I don't really need to do any more vectoring in Illustrator. I don't need to spend any more time because the live trace. Let me keep zooming out, zooming. I usually do this with shortcuts, but okay, up here on his head there are a couple more areas that I want out. So what I'm going to do, because he has earmuffs on, I want that area gone. Click on that area and delete. And then there's two little bitty areas up here by his hair, and what I'm doing, I'm just using that zoom tool, and what you do is you just click on the white area, delete, and it disappears. You got to get right in the middle though. Okay, view, fit all to window. Okay, so anyway, so there, and then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the red background. So there, now we have a vector image done within seconds. I mean, it went from bitmap to vector in seconds. And then if you go back up to view and you click on outline, and now remember before when we looked at it when it was a bitmap image, it was just a square and you couldn't see any detail. Now looking at the wireframe image, it's a vector image. And let me see if I can, if you don't understand what a vector image is, it's made up of these wireframes, and you can get your white pointer tool and you can click on these lines, and let's say I click here, and it gives you these nodes, and I'm just going to grab one, and you can pull these nodes and stretch them and curve your lines, and then you go back up to view, preview, and see how I've stretched that black line. It gives you control over every line in your image now. And so, I'm at 9 minutes. I'm going to keep these under 10. So basically, that's how to create a vector. Illustrator, CS5, live trace, expand, delete the white areas that you don't want, and then what you're left with is a vector image. And with your white tool, if you click on his skin or his fur and just go over here and pick a color, let's say I'm going to pick kind of a bluish purple. Well, too dark. How about pink? You just click and see how it fills it in within seconds. You can just click on the different colors and change them to whatever color you want. So anyway, that is it for now. That is video 3, how to take a inked TIFF file, place it in Illustrator, and vector it. So on the next video, we will talk about a little more about vectoring and coloring, and then get into some shading and font. So anyway, thanks for checking in. I'll see you later. Bye.